Hello. Alright, so today's project, we're repairing some cracks and gaps in our bumpers. This is the back bumper off an EXP. I got my front one down there at the other end of the driveway. But my back one is the one that has all these cracks and stuff on it. You can see that I got a chunk here missing. And that's from either a past accident or my tire blowout or whatever caused this to crack and or melt away. But anyways, I fixed up this crack here. This looks awfully smooth on the outside, and on the inside it's structurally sound. So that's what I'd like to show you how to do today. So I got one crack here. It's much smaller than this guy, but it's enough for me to help demonstrate while only using one hand. So you can see that there is, that is a noticeable crack. It's not a giant gaping gap like this one was a little bit more severe, but this is still noticeable. And after I paint this bumper, this will look horrid if I don't fix it now. So we're going to fix it now. So, you've seen my other videos probably. You've noticed that I've used Bondo to fill holes and stuff. Sun damaged stuff like this. I call them sun craters, because when the sun sits on these too long, it'll eat through the paint, and then it'll start eating through the plastic or rubber, whatever these are most made out of. So anyway, I'm hoping you guys can see this well, because like I said, the best way to fix these sun's craters is with Bondo, but the best way to fix these cracks is with the old trusty soldering iron. So I got this sucker pretty hot right now. Hopefully you can see this on the inside. Nah, not so much. Quick to get this spun around for you so you can see a little bit better. Okay, yep, so that's better. So you might not be able to see this too good, but from the underside, what you do is, because the backside doesn't need to look pretty, the backside you'll do all your structural melting. So you just wait for the tip to get nice and hot, and then you can start melting the two halves together. And as you're doing it, you're going to try to take some material and slide it into the place that needs mending, because wherever you heat the plastic is going to start evaporating. It'll just melt away, and it'll only get smaller as you heat it. So it's important while you're mending an area, you need to bring in material from elsewhere to help fill it. Otherwise you're going to eat through it, it'll be too thin, and your repair won't hold. So I think I got enough on the back side for now. And now on the pretty side, what we can do is, since this stuff melts really nice, and I'll be sanding it, I might even fill it in some when I'm done. But I can melt it some from the top side and fill the gap. So you just use big stubby end of your soldering iron, and you just float it around until things start looking flat. And now that's less sanding you have to do, and if I move it, they're joined together right now, except for this little bit on the end. So I'll go back in there. You'll almost always miss the little bit on the end here. You just work it in from the small piece to the big piece until it's melted together, which it is now. That's now acceptable. That's how I want it. And you'll take the bulk end of your soldering iron again, make that little area you worked on flat, and then might as well go over the whole rest of it, make it flat. And you probably can't tell, but when I'm working on the pretty side of the bumper, you don't want to be pushing down, otherwise you're going to eat through that material like you do on the back side to repair it structurally. So to make it pretty on the front side, you only gently move this guy around, ever so gently. I don't even put any pressure into it. I just let it sit as I try to move it about at a reasonable pace, because if you let it sit too long, it'll eat through it again. So it's pretty much how you repair these guys. It's simple. It's simple. It's not hard. Remember, it doesn't need to look pretty on the back side, as long as you can keep it pretty on the front side and it is still structurally sound like it is here that you can see. So now, like I said, you just sand this. After you sand it, you might need to add filler like Bondo or whatever, and then sand it again, and then whatever your methods are for priming and painting, you can go about them at those times. So we're all done here. I don't have a spare section that I can cut up for this 2.5 inch part that I'm missing here, but being it's underneath the car, I don't think I'll notice too much. I think I can get away without needing anything there. So we'll let that be for now, guys. Enjoy your morning.